Today, I'm going to show you how to turn your bass into a badass bass, so stick around. Hey everybody, it is Aaron at Warmoth, and today I am proud to announce that Warmoth is now carrying the Leo Quan Badass 3 bass bridge in both 4-string and 5-string varieties. And I don't have any data to back this up, but I would be willing to bet that the Badass bridge is probably the #1 most upgraded component on bass guitars of all time. I don't know if you know much about the history of the Badass bridge, but it was invented clear back in 1972 by a couple of guys named Glenn Quan and Leo Maliera, and they invented it as a more robust upgrade to the flimsy bass bridges of the time. And these things are very substantial. I haven't weighed them, but I'm sure that they weigh a ½ pound or more. I mean, they're hefty. And in the 40 years or whatever since it was invented, it's gone through a bunch of iterations, and then strangely, to the chagrin of bass players everywhere, it went out of production for a while. Well, I'm happy to say it's back in production. Warmoth is delighted to be carrying it. The bridge is made of a high-density zinc alloy, and like I said, it's a very substantial bridge, and that heft is supposed to provide a bunch of tone benefits like a better attack, longer sustain, a more robust tone. And tonal upgrades are always very subjective, but let me talk about a couple of the objective advantages of the Leo Quan bridge. So this is a Godot 201 bridge, and we've sold roughly 11 bajillion of these things, and they are a great, serviceable, what I would even call itself an upgrade from the old flimsy bridges. It's a great bridge. But the Badass bridges have a lot of advantages to the Godot 201. The first and foremost is that the Godot 201 is a top load only. You load the strings through the back, whereas the Badass 3, you can top load through the back, or you can also string through the body. And Warmoth offers 2 routes for the Badass bridge, one as a top load and one as a string through. So you could get the string through route, and then you always have your choice of loading strings either way. The next upgrade is the saddles, and if you look at the Godot 201, there's one groove in every saddle. That means there's one path that the string can follow, but on a Badass 3 bridge, you can see that every saddle has multiple grooves in it. That means that there's a groove available for you to make adjustments based on the, width of your fretboard or the pull pieces of your pickups. You can slightly vary the placement of each string along this wide saddle so that it fits your bass perfectly. It fits your fretboard width, it fits your pickups perfectly. And then the third thing I would say is if you look at kind of how these saddles are held in alignment, on a traditional bridge like the Godot 201, the grub screws come through the saddles, and then there's kind of this groove or track that the grub screws fit into, and that does a pretty good job of holding them in alignment. But if you compare it to the Badass bridge, every saddle has like a keyed bottom that fits into this massive groove, and once you have the strings in place, those saddles are not going anywhere. I mean, they are locked in, and there will be they won't skitter around when you pluck them or anything. Those saddles are locked in place. It's just a really great design. And that is the Leo Quan Badass 3 bass bridge, now carried, now in stock by Warmoth. And incidentally, we are now also offering the bridge route on all of our bass bodies for both of these bridges. You can find all of that on our website. If you have more questions about the Badass bridge route or the Badass bridges themselves, all that information is on the website. You can give our customer service reps a call. They're always happy to help. And until next time, keep on thumping.